Welcome back to SKNIS's Week in Review, a program highlighting the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis for the past week. A look at some of the highlights for January 10th to 16th, 2020. Government proud of maintaining rule of law as core pillar of good governance. JNF Hospital equipped with device to deliver timely testing. 19 formally conferred with 2019 National Honors Awards. And PM Harris commends stakeholders for a safe and successful 2019-2020 Carnival season. I am your presenter, Sharima Matthew. During the special court sit-in to mark the start of the 2020 law year in St. Kitts and Nevis on Monday, January 13th, the Honorable Vincent Byron, Attorney General and Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs, said that the Government of National Unity is proud of its record of upholding the principle of law as a core pillar of its good governance agenda since assuming office in February 2015.
Some 5 years ago, as I addressed court for the first time as Attorney General in the new Government of National Unity, I reiterated that we had set as one of the pillars of our administration the pursuit of good governance in all our endeavors. I stated then that we believe in the principle that the law should govern a nation as opposed to being governed by arbitrary decisions of individual government officials.
Attorney General Byron reassured the legal fraternity of government's continued support as it seeks to uphold the integrity of the judicial system and ensure it functions as a strong, impartial, and independent body. The ceremonial opening of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court ECSC for the new law year 2020 took the form of a special sit-in of the court in Antigua and Barbuda. Simultaneous special sit-ins were also held in the other 8 member states and territories of the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States. Services at the Joseph Nathaniel France JNF General Hospital are expected to improve thanks to a generous donation of a Drucker Diagnostics device that was recently handed over to the Ministry of Health. The machine was donated by Dr. Frank Laws, a son of the soil who specializes in cardiovascular disease cardiology in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, USA. The Drucker Diagnostics device allows for health practitioners to give hematology or blood results in a timely manner. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws used the occasion to express thanks to Dr. Frank Laws and noted that the Ministry of Health will focus more on cardiovascular services in 2020.
The data suggests that over 83% of all mortality experienced here in the Federation is attributed to the CNCDs. And when I say chronic non-communicable diseases, this includes diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease, which is a significant complication of the two, diabetes and hypertension. And so the Ministry of Health has decided that the strengthening of our cardiovascular services is a priority area for this new year, 2020. And in so doing, we are partnering with Son of the Soil, national that is, Mr. Frank Laws, who is donating his resources and services to the Ministry of Health and in particular the Joseph N. France General Hospital in terms of strengthening our response to this problem.
In addition to the Drucker Diagnostics, 2 more instruments will be donated to the Ministry of Health in the next several weeks. 19 exemplary nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis were invested with the 2019 National Honors Awards for their exceptional contribution to the development of the Federation at an investiture ceremony held by His Excellency the Governor General, Sir S. W. Tapley SitIn, on Wednesday, January 15, 2020 at Government House. The Companion Star of Merit CSM was awarded to the following persons: Dr. Calvin Hazel for spiritual development and advancement of our people, Bishop Joseph Henville, religion and community development, Erstine Edwards, public service and diplomacy, Augustine Merchant, agricultural development in service to the nation, and Bruce Skerritt for music, locally, regionally, and internationally. 12 nationals were the recipients of the Medal of Honor MH. They were Marilyn Gishard Bertie for education and religion, Lester Blackett for sports, Yvette Slack for preschool education and community activism, Antonia Liebert for culture, Everett Weber Herbert, broadcasting, Arabella Nisbet, farming, Erlene Maynard, education, Anthony Eveling for ongoing efforts to enhance the cause of building contractors, Julietta Martin for performing arts, dance, Alice Swanston, education and community outreach, Oswald Elliott, education, and Michael Mick Halliger-Stokes for musical production and artistry. Angeline Revan and Elflyn Warner received the Member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire MBE in the areas of education and national service and calypso/music, respectively. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, congratulated the awardees and thanked them for their meritorious contributions to nation building. He stated that the contributions made by the awardees will, and I quote, always be lovingly remembered and immortalized for the selfless nature with which you gave, end of quote.
Even in those times then, when there were limits to governmental, state, and private sector resources, you taught us a very valuable life lesson, that always we must do the very best we can with what we have today. Not what we will have tomorrow, what we have today. Always there must be a commitment to do the very best that we can do. And as we look at the honorees today, you, as it were, symbolizes the essence of that message and that lifelong lesson. Self-sacrifice, dedication, love for what you're doing. Every one of you demonstrated that. And for that we come to say thank you for being an exemplar.
The honorees were awarded in keeping with the National Honors Act No. 19 of 96. The National Honors Act provides for the Star of Merit, the Medal of Honor, and the Order of National Hero to be awarded to any citizen of St. Christopher and Nevis who renders distinguished and outstanding service to the nation. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and Minister of National Security, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, commended members of the general public for ensuring that the 2019-2020 Carnival season was safe and successful.
I must begin by thanking and congratulating everyone involved in the most successful Carnival season in our Federation's recent history. Carnival's success shows just how far we have come. The unprecedented large crowds showed what can be achieved when we strengthen and support our security personnel while creating an enabling environment to move at-risk youth from antisocial behavior to become more productive citizens.
The Minister of National Security used the occasion to thank security forces and carnival organizers for a job well done. President of the St. Kitts and Nevis Bar Association, Delia Joseph Rowe, has pledged her body's commitment to working with the newly appointed acting High Court Judge, His Lordship, the Honorable Justice Patrick Thompson Jr. His Lordship Thompson took the administration of Oath of Allegiance and the Oath of Office on January 10, 2020. The oaths were witnessed by the Governor General, His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley SitIn, and administered by Registrar of the High Court, Janine Harris Lake. Justice Thompson, who is Grenadian by birth, practices in the British Virgin Islands. His Lordship will be in St. Kitts and Nevis for a period of 3 months in place of His Lordship, the Honorable Justice Trevor Ward QC, who was assigned in the BVI for that period. The Speaker of the National Assembly, the Honorable Michael Perkins, used an appearance on Working for You on Wednesday, January 15th, to clarify the rules regarding members of the judiciary being mentioned in Parliament.
It has its own history, as to what brought me to the point where I made a ruling, a very specific ruling, that unless a member brings a substantive motion to the House to deal with any judge or magistrate or the Director of Public Prosecution or the Register of the High Court, unless that person in the official capacity is brought up in the debate unless it's done through a substantive motion, I would not tolerate these persons and their offices being brought into the debate of the House.
Speaker Perkins noted that although the standing orders speak specifically to judges, he felt it was important to make such ruling. Thanks for viewing SKNIS Week in Review. I am Sherima Matthew. See you next week as we continue to update you, the general public, on what's happening in and around the Federation.